This is Algebra 1, spring test number 7, study guide. This is part 2. Pick it up on number 15. However, we need to make a correction on number 9. In my haste, I actually made a mistake with this one. So let's rework through number 9. We're still using elimination. We're putting these equations together. 2 and 3x is 5x. And 3 and negative 3y is 0y. Negative 5 and negative 15 is negative 20. On the original video, I wrote that as negative 25. When you divide by 5, you get x's value as negative 4. Use that value, plugging it in to get y's value. 2 times x is 2 times negative 4, plus 3y, just plugging it into this equation here, plus 3y equals negative 5. 2 times negative 4 is negative 8, plus 3y is equal to negative 5. When you put negative 8 and negative 5 together, you undo negative 8 by adding 8. When you add 8 to the left, add it to the right. And 3y equals negative 5 plus 8 is positive 3. Dividing by 3, y equals 1. That looks a little better than what we had gotten the last time. So x comma y, negative 4 comma 1 is the solution to number 9. So I have to jump back to 15 where we stopped. For number 15, you're writing this inequality. This is the y-axis. Notice it's crossing through the y-axis at 2. This is a solid line, and it's shading everything below it. That's what that picture's showing, a solid line shading everything below it. So y is less than or equal to, since it's a solid line and you're shading, it's less than, so it's everything below it, negative 2. Y is less than or equal to negative 2. Number 16 says you spend $45. You have $45 to spend at the music store. Each cassette tape costs $9 and each CD costs $12. Write and graph a linear inequality that represents the situation. Let X represent the number of tapes and Y the number of CDs. Well, it says so X is tapes and Y is CDs. So 9 times X is going to be $9 times the amount of tapes, plus 12 times Y is going to be 12 times the amount of CDs you buy. That has to be less than or equal to 45, because if you spend $46, that'll actually go over the $45 you have to spend. So it has to be less than or equal to $45. So the equation will look like that. 9x plus 12y is less than or equal to 45. It says right, but then it says and graph a linear inequality to represent the situation. So here's your linear equality written in standard form. If we want to graph that, we can do it using the intercepts. We won't have no negative values for this one. If we're looking for where it intercepts the x-axis, this one here, we want to plug in 0 in place of y. So you have 9x is equal to, we'll use it as equal to just to get ourselves a point, 45. When you divide by 9, you get x-intercept being at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. X's intercept is at 5. If you're looking for y's intercept, this one's y, you're going to plug in 0 in place of x. That cancels that part out. It leaves you with 12y. Again, we're using equals 45. When you divide by 12, you get y equals 45 divided by 12. Well, we know 12 goes into 36 3 times, so it'll be 3. And there's 9 left over. So 3 and 9 over 12, or 3, and number 3 goes into both of those, 3/4. So where your y-intercept is, it's going to be at 1, 2, 3, 4. At 3 3/4, so about right there, is your y-intercept. So it says less than or equal to. So between those two, we're going to create a solid line between those two. And then you have to shade one side or the other. Choose 0, 0 and plug it in. We can check and see if it's a true statement. 9 times 0 is 0, plus 12 times 0 is 0. Is that less than or equal to 45 is the question. Is that true? Yes, it is. So you're shading everything that direction. So here is your equation in standard form, and there's your graph to represent it. Number 17 says find the solution of the system of linear inequalities. So in order to find the solution, you have to define, or you have to create boundaries of the areas. The first one says y is less than 3x plus 12. Your b value is 12. So begin where your y-intercept value is 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Begin right there. Your slope value for that equation, or that inequality, we should say, is 3. So your m is 3, which is over 1. Go up 3 into the right 1. So up 1, 2, 3, and to the right 1. So you have your second point there. That says less than, not or equal to. So that's going to be a dashed line looking like so. And then you have to choose a point to see if it's true or not, to where we can decide which side to shade. 0, 0 is always your best bet. 0 is less than 3 times 0 is 0 plus 12. 0 is less than 12. True statement. Everything shaded this direction. The other inequality says y is greater than or equal to 5x plus 7. Your b value tells you to begin at 7. That's here at 7. Your m value is 5, which is over 1. Go up 5 and over 1. This one says greater than or equal to. So this one, unlike the other one, will be a solid line. The other one was a dashed line. This one is going to be a solid line through there. And again, a little bit straighter than what I just drew, best you can. There we go. And then decide which side to shade. Plug in 0, 0 since it doesn't go through it. 0 here is greater than or equal. Anything times 0 is 0 plus 7. Is 0 greater than or equal to 7? No. So you don't shade towards 0, 0. You shade the opposite way, which is this way. So when it tells you to find a solution here, you're picking any point that falls in this overlapped area here. Any xy value, any ordered pair that falls in that value will make both of them true. So what you're going to do is you're going to graph those two inequalities and choose the ordered pair that makes both of them true. Choose the ordered pair that falls in the overlapped area. And then for numbers 18 and 19, we're graphing both of these inequalities on a graph. So we'll go a little bit faster through these. mx plus b, b tells you to begin at 4. So begin at 4. Your m value is 1. Go up 1 and over 1. That's your second one. It's or equal to, so it's a solid line, not a dashed line. Which side do you shade? Plug in 0, 0. 0 is less than or equal to 0 plus 4. 0 is less than 4. True statement. Everything this direction. Do the same thing for the other inequality, but it's in standard form. ax plus by equals c. If I want the x-intercept, plug in 0 here. So 2x equals negative 4. Divide by 2, x equals negative 2. So where your x value is negative 1, negative 2, that's where it's going to cross through, right there. Do the same thing, but for your y-intercept, plug in 0 here. That gives you y equals negative 4. So where your y value, and again, this is your y-axis, this one that goes up and down if you're getting those confused, where it's negative 1, 2, 3, 4, that's where that point's going to cross through. That's the intercept there. This says less than or equal to, again, a solid line through both of those, not a dashed line. And then which side do you shade? Well, try 0, 0 and see if it works. 2 times 0 is 0. Plus 0, y's value 0, is less than or equal to negative 4. Is 0 less than negative 4? No, it isn't. So shade opposite 0, 0. Do the same thing for number 19. Your b value for 19 is negative 1. So start right there, begin there. Your slope is negative 1. That means go down 1 and go to the right 1. So you have 2 points now. It says less than or equal to, solid line through those two. A little bit better through those points. Decide which point to shade or which side to shade. Try 0, 0. Plug in 0. You get 0 is less than or equal to negative 0 minus 1. 0 is less than or equal to negative 1. False statement. So don't go towards 0, 0. Go away from it. The other equation says y equals mx plus b. Again, your b value this time is positive 4. So positive 1, 2, 3, 4. Begin there. Your slope value, m, is 2, which is over 1. So go up 2 more, 1, 2, and to the right 1. There's your second point. It says greater than or equal to, again, a solid line, not a dashed line. Solid line. Which side to shade? Plug in 0, 0. 0 is greater than or equal to anything times 0 is 0 plus 4. Is 0 greater than or equal to 4 is the question. No, it isn't. So shade away, 0, 0 is here. Shade away from 0, 0. So your overlapping area, if you continued this line, if you continued this line, your overlapping area would be where these two overlap here. Just like your overlapping area for number 18 would be in this overlapped area here. So any point that falls in there would make a solution. And in number 20, you had to come up with two inequalities for these. And this is a really tough one to see, so we'll leave this one off for tomorrow. We'll come up with a little bit of an easier one that acts just like the others.